To explain this, I'll use what I call the 3 Ps: power, potential, and process. Art therapy doesn't require any specialised artistic talent. In fact, it works best when there's no pressure to create something perfect. Its potential is in opening play, imagination, and exploration, qualities that are often shut down in rigid or controlling environments. As Hines explains through the expressive therapies continuum, creative engagement can support cognitive, emotional, and sensory integration, helping people build resilience and reclaim their own voices. The process of art therapy. Art therapy is about the process, not the final product. This is where it differs from hobbies like colouring books or crafting. Those activities can be relaxing and even therapeutic. But art therapy involves a guided process of creative expression that overlaps with psychology, counselling, and mental health principles. The focus is on what emerges during the creation, the choices, the feelings, and insights that rise, rather than how a finished artwork looks. The power of art therapy. Art therapy is powerful because it gives people a non-verbal way to express experiences that are difficult or even impossible to put into words. Trauma, coercive control, and deeply personal struggles can sometimes overwhelm language. Art allows a person to symbolise and externalise these experiences safely. Images can hold meaning, emotion, and memory in a way that speech alone just cannot. It's important to acknowledge that art therapy can be surprisingly powerful. Engaging in creative work may stir up old wounds or bring forward difficult emotions. This is why, ideally, art therapy is done with a trained therapist. When used inappropriately, such as when non-art therapists try to add it on without prior knowledge, it has sometimes caused more harm than good. That said, many people don't have access to art therapy services, and making art has long been used as a form of self-healing. So you could say what I'm sort of doing here is trying to bridge a bit of that gap. I'm offering some guided creative exercises. So with that in mind, here's what art therapy is not. It's not about making a masterpiece or impressing anyone. Having said that, if you do have a background that involves learning art skills, you'll probably have difficulty letting go of perfection. My approach to this is to just not get too hung up about it either. In the very least, if you can give yourself permission to make bad or ugly art, then you'll get more out of the process in the long run. And if all you can do is stick figures, that's fine too. In order for art therapy to be effective, no judgment about art skills should be made. The next point I want to make is that art therapy is also not a mystical or spiritual experience. While art can feel deeply meaningful or even transcendent, art therapy is grounded in mental health principles, not magic. There is solid research in neuroscience showing why creative processes are effective in regulating emotion, supporting neuroplasticity, and helping people process trauma. And it's also not about decoding hidden symbols or unconscious codes. Contrary to some strands of psychoanalysis that once used art, the creator of the art is the ultimate judge of what it means and represents. A line, a shape, or a colour has no inherent meaning outside of the meaning that you, the creator, want to give it. Here are a few references about art therapy if you want to look into the science and the theories behind it. Here are 5 simple guidelines for doing art therapy at home. Number 1, create a safe space with no distractions. By setting aside a quiet, uninterrupted time and space for your art making, you'll get a lot more out of the process. You can go at your own pace and pause if anything feels overwhelming. Number 2, focus on the process and not the product, which I've already spoken about, so I won't go over again. Number 3, keep your artwork private unless it is safe to share. Avoid showing your work to people who may judge or misunderstand it. Their comments, even well-meaning, can sometimes be counterproductive. It's really common for people who don't understand the art therapy process to look at pieces and comment on how beautiful it looks or project their own meanings onto the images. It's best to avoid these things and only share with a trusted therapist or someone who understands that this is about expression, not aesthetics. If someone starts telling you what your artwork must mean, then it can shut down your creativity and superimpose meanings that don't fit your experience. So remember, your artwork is yours and the meaning comes from you and you alone. Number 4, reflect in writing or go to a therapist. After creating, take a few moments to write down your reflections. What was it like to make this? What feelings came up? What stands out for you? Writing helps deepen insight, and like the artwork, it's best to keep this private unless you feel safe sharing it. This reflection step is super important. It's where much of the power of art therapy comes from. In a therapeutic setting, art therapy is often described as a triangular dialogue between the creator, the artwork, and the therapist. This sets it apart from more traditional talk-based therapy, which tends to be linear, a back-and-forth dialogue. When you're working on your own, you could think of the creative process as stepping into that third corner of the triangle, almost like acting like your own counsellor. It gives you a way to step back, observe, and engage with your artwork as if it's speaking back to you. Number 5, respect your own boundaries. You're in control of the whole process. If strong emotions surface, ground yourself before continuing. Take deep breaths, go for a walk, or just simply set the work aside. Remember, you don't need to finish every piece. Stopping can also be part of the process.